Across Illinois, farms like this one are more than just places where food is grown. They're hubs of hope and resilience. Meet 25-year-old Max Albritton.
I farm pigs.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Max comes from a family farm that raised pigs. He went on to college to learn more about animal agriculture, but the family farm closed up before he could take over.
Typically, a transition like that would happen seamlessly, right? And we had a gap. So, in a sense, I was starting out from scratch, square one, if you will. And it's difficult, if not impossible, to do.
Max isn't all that unusual. Farming is a struggle. Part of it is just having the resources to get started. The other part, well, that's finding a market to sustain the business.
The Illinois Eats program did it. And here's why. The biggest issue is finding a market. That is going to be your number one problem. Someone, I can raise a pig, right? Lots of people can raise a pig. Finding the market to go with the meat, a local market, right? One that is sustainable. That is difficult, especially for someone starting out. Commercial markets exist, but not for a farm of this size. So yeah, that was the ticket.
That ticket came in the form of USDA funding. The idea behind it is simple. Use the money to buy food locally, spurring the regional economy, and then distribute the fresh and local food to those in need. That's how the executive director of the Tri-State Food Bank in Southern Illinois sees it.
The Illinois Eats program, it's called the Local Food Purchasing Assistance Program. They call it Illinois Eats here in Illinois. Is an absolutely wonderful program. It is national, but each state has decided how it's going to look and how it's going to run. This, I must say, has been the most rewarding program I've ever been involved in. It's very cool. We didn't know exactly what it was going to look like, and the Illinois Extension brought together the stakeholders, the farmers and the food bankers and the community stakeholders that would see this through, and figured it out. And we said, here's our goal. We want to help socially disadvantaged farmers, and we also want to make sure this food gets to people who are food insecure. How are we going to do that? And it evolved, and we would have hurdles, yet we would come together and figure out how are we going to get through this, find the solution, and then move forward.
This USDA program, started at the beginning of 2024, has been moving forward across the entire state of Illinois. Tri-State Food Bank works with small local farmers like beekeeper Angie Keel and vegetable grower Jill Rindelman. From beehives to vegetable gardens, Illinois Eats connects small farmers to the people who need their produce the most. For Jill Rindelman, fresh local food isn't just a mission. It's her way of strengthening her community. Jill's vegetables and Angie's honey are distributed on Tri-State's mobile food pantry, which stops in towns like New Haven, Illinois. Beverly Staten works for this village of about 400 people along the Illinois-Indiana border.
It's a small little village here. Everybody knows everybody. Like I said, when we decided we needed the pantry, we worked really hard getting it in here because we don't have a store. We pretty well don't have much here. So we worked hard in trying to get the pantry up and going so it would benefit people.
Pork chops and ground beef. So in here there's 2 pork chops and you can get 3. So you can get 2 in 1 or 2 in 1 or all 3.
In towns like New Haven, where the nearest grocery store is miles away, Illinois Eats provides a lifeline for families. When the Tri-State Food Bank mobile pantry rolls up, it'll serve about 70 families in this town of just 400 people. North of Interstate 80, Illinois Eats works through a nonprofit called Rooted for Good.
I guess everybody takes it for granted that they can go to the grocery store and buy an ear of sweet corn or buy a bell pepper to cook at home. But that didn't exist in pantries. All they had was canned or highly processed food. There was nothing fresh, nothing that had to be stored. And folks can't make real meals out of that. There's only so many days a week that you can eat a box of macaroni and cheese. It's nice to have of fresh veggie, like a green bean, to go with that. And that didn't exist before.
Rooted for Good has long had farmer partners, but the Illinois Eats program has allowed that partnership to expand their existing relationships and cultivate new ones, including Klein's Quality Produce, Deerland Dairy, Sunny Oaks Farm, and Family Farm Meats. This means that people facing food insecurity in DeKalb have access to high-quality vegetables, yogurt, mushrooms, eggs, and ground beef produced by farmers in their community. In the center part of the state, Eastern Illinois Food Bank is using the program to buy farm fresh poultry from Ed Dubrick at the Duchick Ranch. Now, Ed's a first-generation farmer. Knowing he has a market for his products has allowed him to invest in infrastructure and to scale up production.
What I absolutely love about it is that it's really uplifting both sides of the food system. I mean, you've got beginning, historically underserved farmers participating that, normally we don't have access to wholesale markets. And because we're small producers, our products often are cost prohibitive for those people that are really nutritionally insecure. So knowing that not only are people getting fed by the program, but they're getting good food too. Like I took chickens to the locker on Wednesday and I delivered them to the food bank on Thursday. It's hard to get fresher than that.
Across Illinois, 15 organizations have been funded to buy fresh food from local farmers. These include food banks, farmers, and community social services. In its first year, Illinois Eats supported 168 farmers, distributing food to over 800 community sites, helping thousands of people. Illinois Eats has created a network where local communities are coming together. For people like Max, it has given them a new beginning. For people like Angie, Jill, and Ed, it's creating markets and allowing them to grow their businesses while feeding their neighbors.
Knowing that, okay, I can take this food to a food bank and I can get paid a fair price for it, and I'm impacting my community, I'm uplifting my neighbors. I don't know how you could feel more pride from it. I know for me personally, being able to be a part of this has been the most rewarding, humbling, and inspiring farming I've ever done. It's all those things. All the adjectives, pick one, I don't care. But it's been amazing.
For more stories and impacts, follow along on the Illinois Eats website at extension.illinois.edu/IL-Eats.